Okay, so let's listen to some part one responses on the topic of sleep.
How much sleep do you need every day? I think it depends on what I've done the day before.
Good point. A lot of answers in part one, and even in part three, you can answer by saying it depends on, and then you can list the factors.
If I've had a very busy or stressful day at work, then I need 7 or 8 hours to feel rested. But if I've had an easy day, then only 5 or 6 hours.
Okay, it's a very simple conjunction here to show contrast. Just use but to illustrate the two positions. Let's move on to naps.
Noon?
Whoa, you missed the whole question. Let's try that again.
Do you take naps at noon? I usually try to take a power nap during my lunch break at work.
That is a great phrase, right? Power nap. Like a short nap you take before you start really sleeping deeply. And a lot of people say power naps make them feel a whole lot more invigorated. I don't know. I don't really do that.
So that's around 1 or 2 p.m. So I do take naps just a little bit later.
He doesn't really say how the naps make him feel. I mean, this guy is known for his short answers. If I were him, I'd talk a little bit about how I felt after I took a nap, or how I feel after I take naps.
Do you like to read before bed? I read in bed all the time. That's because it helps me get away from computer and phone screens, and it makes me sleepy too. So it's perfect to do before I want to sleep.
So it's a perfect to do. I don't know if everybody will use do as a noun. He does. I'm not going to argue with him, because I do know some people do use do as a noun. Like to do. But for most of you, I would not encourage using do as a noun. So it's perfect before I want to sleep. We can leave this out. So it's perfect. Just use the adjective.
How have your sleeping habits changed since you were young?
Well, this is a hard question.
I think when I was younger, I used to wake up much earlier.
Okay, so again, if you have questions that ask you to compare things, you're going to have to use comparatives. I mean, here we have it earlier.
I remember waking up at 6 or 7 a.m. and running into my parents' room and waking them up.
So notice here, he's using the verb remember with the gerund, waking up, and then another one, running into, waking them up. So if you're going to use the verb remember to talk about obviously things you remember, you can use the gerund. Remember something that happened in the past. I remember waking up. I remember running into. So don't say remember to. It's got to be I remember VING.
Them up. Nowadays, though, I wake up around 8 or 9 a.m., so I miss the sunrise and I feel a bit more tired and less energetic in the morning.
Okay, let's see here. We've got sunrise. That's not too bad. Less energetic. That is a great adverb to use with this adjective, energetic. And I guess that's about it. Let's move on.
Sleep. How many hours do you sleep every day? Well, now I have a very good sleep routine, so I most of the time hit the sack around 10:30 at...
Bit of a problem here with word order. So now, most of the time, I hit the sack around 10:30 at night. So now, most of the time, I hit the sack. The subject needs to go with the verb here. I hit the sack. So put the most of the time in the beginning of your clause or your sentence.
Most of the time hit the sack around 10:30 at night, and then get out of bed at 7:30 the next morning. So I think that makes it, how many hours? 9 hours, which is...
So look here, when he talks about the total, he said, I think that makes it. So that comes to the total is 9 hours.
Amazing, because I used to only get about 6 hours every day back in college.
Okay, so he doesn't say when I was a college student. He says back in college. Good, because that's how most people talk.
Is it necessary to take a nap every day? Well, honestly, no, I don't think it's necessary. It all depends on whether you sleep well at night.
Well, that's very clear. That's very easy to understand, right? No, it's not necessary. It depends on how well you sleep.
Well, at night. I mean, if you never have a sound sleep in the middle of the night.
Ooh, that is a great adjective to use with sleep. Sound sleep. Now, if you're wondering if sleep is countable or not, we can use it as a singular noun when we're talking about a specific period of time when you're sleeping. Like here, have a sound sleep. I don't know why it's in the middle of the night. Why is it just then? But anyway, yeah, if you're talking about a specific period of time when you're asleep, you can call that a sleep.
And absolutely, every day after lunch, it's essential for you to take a cat nap just to feel more energetic in the afternoon.
Okay, so here's another word related to naps or sleeping in general. That's pretty good. Cat nap, so like a short nap.
But if you always get a good night's sleep, no, it's not necessary.
Good night's sleep. Very good phrase. Very good vocabulary. And the grammar is so accurate. I'm just not sure about this middle of the night thing. But this is more about coherence, I think. I don't understand why the sound sleep has to happen in the middle of the night. Can it be later or earlier? Okay, let's move on. Do old people sleep a lot?
Do old people sleep a lot?
It's a weird question.
Do old people sleep a lot? No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't really know why they don't sleep as much as young people do, but it seems like, I have a good example.
Oh, it seems like, alright, so sometimes it happens when you're talking and you don't finish your ideas. It happened here. He didn't finish this thought, but it seems like what? But as long as it doesn't happen too often, I think it's okay.
Grandparents only sleep about 5 hours every day, I suppose. They get up super early, around 4:30, and then they just go to the park near our apartment and walk there for 2 hours before coming home to make us breakfast.
Before V-I-N-G. Very good.
Which is unbelievable.
Okay, and then relative pronoun here at the end, which is unbelievable. In part 1, give personal examples as much as you want. If you want to talk about your grandparents, go ahead. No one is going to stop you.
Do you always have a good sleep? Yeah, absolutely. Like I said at the beginning, now my sleep quality has been really good.
Now my sleep quality has been really good. Why not say now my sleep quality is really good? I mean, if you're going to say has been, if you're going to use the present perfect, then this should be like recently. If it's now, let's use the present tense.
Ever since about 2 years ago, I think.
See, this is not now, is it? Yeah, so recently my sleep quality has been really good. Ever since about 2 years ago. Yeah, that's recently. That's not now.
Years ago, I think. What has changed? I mean, now I sleep a lot better than back in college and in high school. It must be because I just learned to cut back on caffeine.
That is a great verb. Cut back on. If you consume less caffeine, you cut back on caffeine or cut back on anything. If you're concerned about your sugar intake, you can cut back on sugar. You can cut back on so many different kinds of things that you consume less of.
I used to drink a lot of coffee, even in the afternoon. Now I don't do that anymore.
And the effect is it helps you sleep better, I guess. He didn't actually state that, but I guess we can imply it.
Sleep. How many hours do you sleep every day?
Whoa, this guy has a lot of questions here.
Well, in most cases, I get about 8 hours sleep.
In most cases, does he mean on most nights or in most cases? Maybe he means like most nights I get about 8 hours sleep. I think that might be better. Most nights. Cases. I don't know if sleep is really a case, but okay.
Usually I go to bed around 11:30 and get up at 7:30 in the morning. So that makes it 8 hours in total.
That's very similar to what he said before.
However, from time to time, if I have a very important test coming up, I just have no choice but to only sleep for 4 or 5 hours because I have to prepare for the test.
Just one thing I want to point out here, the coming up. So if something is going to happen in the future, it's coming up. Good phrase to use.
Is it necessary to take a nap every day? Well, honestly, I don't think it's necessary for everybody, but for some people who always toss and turn at night because
That's another great phrase, toss and turn. So you have a sleepless night, you can't get to sleep, you can't sleep very well, you toss and turn in bed. Good, good, good.
they don't get a good night's sleep, then taking a nap, just having 40 winks might
That is a terrific idiom, isn't it? Just another way of saying taking a nap. You have 40 winks. Good, good, good.
very crucial because if they don't do it, they might just feel very sleepy throughout the day, and that's certainly not good.
Okay, I'm not sure if you need to say it's just not good, but okay, that's fine. Look at this here. If they do this, then they might. So look at how he uses the if and the might together. Grammar is very accurate. Oh my goodness, here we have this weird question again.
Do old people sleep a lot? Yeah. No, I'm sorry, no. I don't think old people sleep a lot because, honestly, I don't know how to explain this, but my grandma only gets about 5 hours sleep every day. Yeah, she only sleeps for 5 hours, whereas I need at least 7 hours. But most of the time, I sleep for 8 hours. So, yeah, I just think that the older we get, the less we sleep.
Look at the grammar here. The comparative. The comparative. Good, good, good. I do like this guy's grammar. The grammar is so accurate. It's a good example. Pronunciation is very good. Grammar is very good. Vocabulary is very good.
Do you always have a good sleep? Well, yeah, I think so. Most of the time, my sleep is of very good quality. However, sometimes I might have a nightmare. I do have a nightmare 2 or 3 times a year. Not very frequently, but still, even if it's only a couple of times a year, I don't like it.
So how do the nightmares affect his sleep? He didn't really explain that. The nightmares keep him up, or what happens?
Sleep. How many hours do you sleep every day? Well, in most cases, I sleep for 8 hours because, I hit the sack around 11:30.
It's hit. I hit the sack.
Get up around 7:30.
Wait, what? Oh, get up, okay.
11:30 and get up around 7:30, so that's 8 hours in total. But from time to time, if I have a very important exam,
Very important. See, this important, I don't know, this I sound, maybe when she was saying very, she was thinking about what's going to come next. So she kind of put this very and the important, she kind of blended these together and the very became varying.
exam coming up, so I sleep only
Sleep. Sleep is not a verb. Sleep is an adjective. So I sleep only
4 or 5 hours a day because I have to prepare for this test.
Okay, so she copied the answer, but she delivered it in a much worse fashion than he did.
Is it necessary to take a nap every day? Well, I don't.
She's just kind of stumbling over her words because she's speaking so fast. She's not pronouncing the words very clearly.
think it's necessary for most people, but for some people, if they don't get a very good sleep at
I think I was wrong about the very, because here she said varying again.
night, because they toss and turn at night, so
I don't know what happened here. I think maybe she said toss and turn, but I can't make out what she's saying.
because they toss and turn at night.
Now that I listen to this again, toss and turn, right? Because the other guy said toss and turn. But when she says it, whoa, it's hard to make out.
So I think it's necessary for them to have 40 winks, because if they don't do that, they will be very sleepy during the day, and that's certainly not good. Do old people sleep or not? No, I don't think so. I don't think old people sleep or not, but I
I think the word is enough. I don't think old people sleep enough.
don't know how to explain this, but I do know my grandma, she just
Sleeps.
5 hours
She sleeps for 5 hours. Or she sleeps 5 hours. Yeah, it's okay. But it's got to be sleeps. She sleeps 5 hours a day.
every day, whereas I have to sleep 7 hours every day.
I have to sleep. The more I think about this, the more I think it's better if you say, I have to sleep 7 hours a day. You can say, I get 7 hours sleep every day, but I have to sleep for 7 hours every day. Sleep
Have
for.
to sleep 7 hours every day at least. But most cases, I sleep 8 hours.
Now, wait a second. Why is it just? 8 is more than 7. Why say, I just sleep 8 hours? That's more than 7.
Is, but most cases I sleep 8 hours like I just said. So I think the older we get, the less we sleep. Do you always have a good sleep? Well, yeah, actually, most of the time I do get a good sleep, but I have a nightmare 2 or 3 times a year, although it's not very frequently.
Okay, whoa, hang on a second here. Here's our be verb. It is, so this has got to be an adjective. Although it is not very frequent, or although it doesn't happen very frequently. It doesn't happen very frequently, or it isn't very frequent.
Frequently, but I don't like that.
Okay, and she also doesn't explain the problem with nightmares. Does it affect your sleep quality?
How long is enough for a good sleep? Well, I think maybe it varies from people to people.
It varies. This is a verb. We don't need a be verb. So I think maybe it varies from person to person, not people to people, person to person.
Well, I think it depends on the...
Again, here, depend is a verb, so we don't need the be verb. I think it depends. And this has to be singular, just like here, she's using the plural people, and here she's using the plural age groups. But it has to be depends on the age group.
age groups. For young people, a good night's sleep of 7 to 8 hours is quality enough.
Is quality enough? I don't know, because the number doesn't really signify quality to me. I mean, the phrase is quality enough is not wrong, but here I don't know. I think let's drop the quality, because 7 or 8 doesn't show quality. That just shows an amount, right? How much of something.
But for older generations, maybe 4 to 5 hours during the night and a siesta during noontime. They
Siesta is a great phrase, like a little afternoon nap.
also have cat naps.
We saw cat naps already.
And for babies, maybe 20 hours. For young girls, I think it's not how much they sleep, but when they go to sleep that matters. Some girls sleep very
They don't sleep very early. They go to bed very early. You don't sleep early. You go to bed early.
early to get their beauty sleep.
It's a great phrase. Oh my goodness, wow, she talked about a lot of people, right? She talked about young people, the older generation. She talked about babies, young girls. Whoa, covered a lot of bases there.
Sleep. That's all.
Okay, I don't know if I would say that's all in the test, but okay.
Now I'd like to talk about sleep. How much sleep do you need every day?
I would say ideally between 7 and 8 hours. I usually go to bed between 11 o'clock and midnight, and I usually get up about between 7 and 8 o'clock. So yeah, that's about the right amount of sleep for me. I shouldn't have too much because it leaves me feeling half awake, or too little because...
Okay. I shouldn't have too much. Notice the intonation there. I shouldn't have too much. or too little?
Or too little, because of course then I don't have the energy to do all the things I need to do.
Do you take naps at noon?
No, I can't do that. If I sleep in the middle of the day, yet again, I find it very difficult to be fully awake afterward.
Adverb, adjective, very good. Fully awake. I find it difficult to be fully awake. That's good.
So, yeah, I never acquired the habit of taking midday naps.
And look at this here. The habit of, and then this VING, taking midday naps.
Naps, I just work right through the day.
And that's another great phrase. I work right through the day without taking breaks.
Do you like to read before bed?
Well, of course, now that I'm a student, I spend so much of my day.
Oh, let's fix that. That looks better, doesn't it? Okay, there we go.
Student, I spend so much of my day reading that by the time it's bedtime, my eyes are already tired.
My eyes are tired. Okay. All right, I guess some people say that. But anyway, look at this here. I spend so much of my day, VING. Again, very good, using the gerund. By the time it's bedtime, my eyes are tired. This is a bit interesting. My eyes are tired. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that.
Already tired. And so after a hard day's work, I normally just lie down in bed and very quickly fast asleep. So there's no time or need for reading.
Okay, fair enough. No time or need.
How have your sleeping habits changed since you were young?
Oh, well, I'd say the main difference is I no longer have a taste for staying in bed and...
A taste for staying in bed. Again, I can't say it's wrong, but I don't know who talks like this. Who says they have a taste for staying in bed? I no longer have the habit of staying in bed. That's what I would say. I'm not saying taste is wrong, but I've never heard anybody talk like this.
Sleeping late, unless I'm not feeling well. But under normal circumstances, I don't like to lie in bed for a long time in the morning. I prefer to get up and get started with the day, which is one of the main differences from when I was younger.
If I were him, I would stop here. What's happening now?
You know, when I would take any advantage of a chance to sleep, through the morning.
Okay, so when he was younger, he really enjoyed any opportunity he had to lie in. I think that's what he's saying. He's saying to sleep. What did he say? Oh, sleep through the morning. Yeah, to lie in or to sleep in. Often we call this sleep in. Like you don't wake up when you're supposed to. You continue sleeping. You sleep in.
Later as well, if there's a lot of activity going on in the dorm or something like that. Whereas nowadays, my hours are more regular.
Oh, at last answer is too long.
Okay, thank you.
How many hours are you asleep for every day? Well, actually, I sleep for 8 hours almost every day.
Is this surprising? I think a lot of people do this. Do we need to actually?
I went to bed at about 12 o'clock and wake up at 8 in the morning.
Why is this past tense and this is present tense?
However, if I have something like if I have to do my homework or if I have extra work to do during the night, I may sleep a little bit later than that.
I think she means go to bed. Okay, so if you use the word later or earlier, the verb is not sleep. The verb is go to bed. I may go to bed a little bit later than that.
So,
But look at the referencing. This is pretty good. So later than that, because you referred to that before, and then here, so, consequence.
it's about 6 or 7 hours of sleep.
Okay, not consequence. She's just rephrasing it. But anyway, the internal cohesion of her sentences are pretty good. A few grammar slip-ups and one vocabulary slip-up.
Is it necessary to take a nap every day? Well, for me, I don't think it is necessary to take a nap every day, because I'm a kind of person that seldom take a nap.
I'm a kind of person that seldom takes a nap, but why not say I'm the kind of person who, I mean, that is okay, but why not say who? I'm the kind of person who seldom takes a nap in the afternoon. The preposition for afternoon is in, not at. In the afternoon.
The afternoon. Well, as for the reason why, because I think it is hard for me to fall asleep during the daytime,
Fair enough.
and I feel very sleepy when I wake up if I take a nap.
Okay, that's easy to understand. Logical. Very few mistakes.
And I can keep energetic all day.
Oh, keep adjective. No, keep doesn't go with adjectives. So I can remain energetic all day. Remain energetic. Actually, now that I think about it, keep can be used with adjectives. Keep cold. That's what you do with food. So why not keep energetic? I need to think about it, but it is wrong. But I can't think of a reason why. I can keep. I guess it's when you talk about yourself. I can keep studying. I can keep running. I can keep adjective. No, that doesn't work. You can't say I can keep adjective. No. So I will remain energetic, or I will be energetic all day.
Just for the night sleep.
Just for the night sleep. This I don't understand. What does she mean for? Wait, what? What did she say before this? If I take a nap, I feel sleepy. Oh, okay. So she's saying if she sleeps at... Okay, so the sleep that she gets at night is enough to keep her energetic all day. See, now this is interesting. It's okay if you say keep her energetic. English is so weird. Okay, so the sleep she gets at night is enough to keep her energetic all day. That's fine. But you can't say I can keep energetic.
Keep energetic all day just for the night sleep. So it is not necessary at all.
For you.
Do old people sleep a lot, and why?
And why? Why and why?
Actually, I don't think old people sleep a lot. On the contrary,
The word is contrary. On the contrary.
they sleep very little. Take my grandma for example.
Whoa, everybody turns to their grandmother as an example. Interesting. But anyway, that's a great phrase. On the contrary, yeah, use that to show the direction of your discourse, which way your answer is going to go.
Example, she always went to bed at
Now, did she pass away? Why is this in the past tense? I'm thinking maybe she passed away.
about 11 o'clock and wake up at...
But we're back to the present tense. But there's a problem with the subject-verb agreement. She, and then we have wake up. She wakes up.
at about 4 or 5 in the morning. So actually she just sleep a little bit
Same thing with the sleep. She sleeps.
like 4 or 5 hours a day. As for the reason why,
Well, she said ask for the reason why in the previous answer, and here we go again. So don't overuse that phrase.
I think because the old people
Usually
don't have a lot of things to do during
usually don't have a lot of things to do during the daytime. Okay, I have no idea if it's true. It doesn't matter if it's true. They're just judging your language, right?
the daytime. All they have to do is just maybe sit on the couch, watch TV, or sometimes read newspaper.
Read the newspaper, and I didn't mention this before, but she does have this habit of inserting the at the end of words that end in a consonant sounds like just instead of just
A lot of rest during the daytime. and they don't need to sleep for a very long time to.
Oh, this answer is getting too long now. She's just rambling now. Too long. How long has she been talking? Okay, let's look at the timer. She's been talking for 50 seconds. They don't need to sleep for a long time to restore their energy. Yeah, you mentioned this already, I think.
Restore the energy.
Restore their energy. That is a good phrase to use, though. Restore their energy. We're going to hear some other people talk about, what do they say? I forgot the other phrases they use, but this is correct. Restore energy.
So I think they don't sleep a lot. What time do you usually go to bed?
Usually.
Like I mentioned, I usually go to bed about 12 o'clock.
At 12 o'clock. I usually go to bed at 12 o'clock.
However, it depends. If I work a lot and do a lot of exercise during the daytime, I may go to bed a little bit earlier, like about 10 or 11 o'clock.
Okay. Let's see. If I may, that's good. If I may, exactly the same.
I was too busy during the night. I may just stay up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
I must stay up to 2. Okay, it's not wrong. It sounded a little bit confusing, but it's not wrong. I must stay up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Or 3 o'clock in the morning. So it actually depends.
Again, depend is a verb, so we don't need the be verb. So it actually depends. Okay.
Do you always have a good sleep? Yes, of course. I always have a good sleep. I was the kind of person.
Here she goes again with the kind of person. This time it's in the past tense. I was. So not anymore.
Who would fall asleep as soon as my head touches the pillow.
Would? Okay. So maybe this is not true now anymore. Maybe she really is describing the past.
And usually I will sleep without dreaming a lot.
But wait a second. Now it sounds like he's talking about the present. So what is all this past tense stuff? And usually I will sleep without dreaming a lot. Okay, so dreamless sleep. So usually I have dreamless sleep.
And I sleep sound and deep.
But see now, this is a verb, right? So I sleep soundly and deeply. Verb. We need adverbs, not adjectives.
And deep. And in the morning, it's usually the alarm clock that wakes me up. So I do have a good sleep.
Okay, very inconsistent with the tenses. It kind of makes it difficult to follow what she's saying, right? I really thought she was describing what her situation was in the past, but turns out no, she was just using the wrong tense.
How many hours are you asleep for every day? According to the statistics of the app.
Oh boy. Statistics of the app.
On my smartphone called Sleep Cycle, I sleep around 6 hours on average. I don't really have a healthy and regular sleep, especially
Well, he sounds nervous.
on weekend evenings. I stay up a lot simply because I indulge in some online video games, such as PUBG, Overwatch, and stuff like that.
Okay, it's not a bad answer. It's a little bit weird that he talked about the statistics. Because the question is how many hours? Alright, so he did answer the question. I was thinking about the app that he uses. Alright, but no, he did answer the question very directly.
It is necessary to take a nap every day.
Alright, let's change that to, is it necessary to take a nap every day? A nap. Naps are countable.
Yeah, I do think so. You know, I have read
I have read
news on the internet.
News is not countable. So I've read on the internet. Let's drop the news completely. I don't think it's news. What news is this? Taking a nap can contribute to your brain. That's not news. News is about what happened today. Maybe I read an article, but not a news. Again, news is not countable. So, but anyway, this is not news. So I've read on the internet that
I have read a news on the internet a long time ago. It was reported that
okay, it was reported passive, good. This guy has a lot of pronunciation problems, especially with th. It comes out as z.
taking a nap can contribute to our brain, especially
Contribute to your brain. I don't even know what that means. Taking a nap can contribute to your brain. What does that mean? It makes your brain bigger? What is he talking about? The health of our brain? The size? Obviously not the size. The function? I don't know. But if you just say contribute to your brain, in what way?
especially the memory function area.
Ah,
So, what goes on in your brain while sleep is intensively active periods of restructuring.
oh my goodness, this guy sounds so nervous while he's reading. I mean, it's a pretty well prepared answer, but he doesn't pull it off at all. He's too anxious. What happens in your brain while sleeping is intensively active periods of restructuring. Wow. Okay, so he read that from some book and he made some notes and now he's reading it to us.
That's crucial for how our memory works.
I forgot the question. What's the question? Is it necessary to take a nap every day? Taking a nap. Oh, okay. So it's important because we need naps to create memories? I don't know. This is not very well linked. I think so. I read that taking a nap contribute to how or helps in our taking a nap. I don't even know what the verb will be. Contribute is not the right verb. Taking a nap leads to better memory formation in the brain. Because while we sleep, but sleeping and taking a nap is not the same. Because while we're sleeping, our brain is restructuring. I don't know what it is restructuring, but anyway. And this restructuring is crucial for memory creation, or how memory works, as he says. Not too well linked there.
Do old people sleep a lot? Why?
Why?
Yep, basically, the old people sleep a
Old people. We don't need an article here. You're talking about all old people, right?
lot and because they need more rest and care than younger people.
If you're going to use the noun, because rest is a care, right? More rest, so care, not cares, care.
You know, the old people tend to sleep early in the evening and
Whoa, he sounds really nervous.
get up early as well.
Okay, wait, hang on a second. What's going on here? They what? Old people tend to go to bed early in the evening and get up early as well. It's not sleep, it's go to bed.
The evening and get up early as well. Because they are more fragile and they
That's a good adjective to use. They're more fragile, it's true.
need to get sick.
This is not so good. They get sick easily. Get sick. This is a verb. Get sick easily.
Because of the weak immune system.
That's a good noun, although he kind of messed it up by saying immune. It's immune system.
Sleeping well does help.
Oh goodness. Okay, so here we have modal and an auxiliary verb together. Sleeping does help their health. Sleeping does help their health.
So, health.
Wait, what?
Health.
Health.
What time do you... Well, normally
I don't even know what happened here. You didn't even finish the question. What's the question? What time do you do what? What?
Normally, I retire at 11ish.
Ah, that's a terrific verb to use, but it's okay. No, there's no buts. It's a terrific verb to use. Although I have to say, to hear a second language speaker use the word retire, it sounds a little bit, I don't know, unusual, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It sounds very aristocratic if you say that. Sound like royalty.
Because sleep early can contribute
No. Going to bed early. Going to bed early. Because going to bed early can contribute to
to our health.
health.
During sleep, our body balances and regulates its vital systems.
Yeah, I know. He didn't say weather, but what did he say? It sounds like weather. It regulates its weather systems.
And regulates its vital systems.
What is he saying? I know it's not weather, but I don't know what it is. It sounds like weather.
Affecting our respiration and regulating everything from circulation to growth.
Okay, I don't even remember what the question. Oh, you're right. We don't know what the question is. What time do you? Now, what does this have to do with time? Oh, 11. Okay, what time? 11. Because, and then all of this. All right, so he got, I don't know, maybe he visited Wikipedia or he's using some book. Some terrific words here. Affecting our respiration. I don't know what sleep has to do with respiration. Respiration is about sweating, right? And it regulates everything from circulation to growth and immune. Oh, let's fix that. Immune response. Great vocabulary, but I don't know. Okay, let's listen to what he's saying. Okay, here we go.
During sleep, our body balances and regulates its vital systems, affecting our respiration and regulating everything from circulation to growth and immune response as well.
I mean, apart from the pronunciation errors, there's nothing wrong with this, but what is he going to do if during the test he can't have his notes with him? Is he going to say the same thing? I think not.
How was your sleeping habits changed since you were young?
How have?
Generally speaking, the younger we are, the more sleep we need.
Oh boy. I don't know if you need this introduction in part 1 of the test. They're asking about you. They're not asking about people in general.
The younger we are, the more sleep we need. When I was young, my alarm clock was regular.
My alarm clock was regular. I don't know what that means. Does that mean you set your alarm clock for 7 o'clock every day? Oh, not 7 o'clock. What's it? 6:30. But you can't say my alarm clock was regular. I always got up at 6:30. Why not just say that?
I woke up at 6:30, and after a
6:30. Okay, so we can see the delivery is very slow. She's speaking very slowly. She's speaking very deliberately.
they study and finish, and after finishing my homework at 11 p.m. every night, I hardly to go to bed.
I don't know what this means. I hardly to go to bed. What is she saying? After finishing my homework at 11 p.m., I hardly to go to bed. So did she go to bed or what? Or not? I don't know. I don't understand this. I hardly went to bed. She's using the word hardly wrong here, but I don't even know what she's saying. What is she saying? Okay, I woke up at 6:30, and after finishing my homework at 11, I went to bed. I don't know why the hardly is there. I don't get it.
Go to bed every day. God knows.
God, not guard. God.
At that period, how stronger desire.
Oh boy, she's having trouble saying the words. How stronger? Why is it stronger? How strong my desire was to go to sleep. God knows how strong my desire was to go to sleep during that period. What period? What is this period here? Oh, when she was young. Okay, I get it. Alright, let's go on.
Sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It is strange that when I
Is she telling a story? She's been talking now for how long? A minute! Oh my goodness, you don't have this much time to answer questions in part 1.
was in my 30 years old.
Whoa. It is strange that when I don't know, is it, did she say, I missed that.
It is strange that
It is. I don't know if she said it is or if she said it is strange. Either way, either it's a grammatical error or it's a pronunciation error. When I was 30, it's not in my 30 years old. When I was 30, I suffered from insomnia.
I can't fall asleep.
I don't know why this is present tense now. Is she 30 now? No, when I was 30 years old. I couldn't fall asleep.
Can't fall asleep every night, and especially when I'm under high pressure of work.
Okay, so especially when I had a lot of pressure from work. Whoa, she needs to speak faster, and this answer cannot be this long.
Or just think about something, maybe like my the education for my daughter, or the relationship between my family, or some little issues.
Can anybody remember what the question is? What is he talking about now? This cannot happen. This will not happen in the real test. The examiner is going to interrupt you. He's going to say, "Whoa, let's move on to the next question."
Or make me trouble in the sleep.
Nope, it made it difficult for me to sleep, or it made it difficult for me to fall asleep.
You can't imagine after a whole day
A whole day's work.
You can't fall asleep immediately, even you're tired.
Even though you're tired. Okay. Wrap it
And
up,
you
lady.
can't imagine how a person can work properly during the daytime and after a whole night.
A whole night of sleeplessness. After a whole night of sleeplessness. We need a noun here.
Sleepless.
Ness.
How many hours do you sleep every day? Well, I normally sleep for 5 to 6 hours because I don't need too much sleep, and I always stay up late for doing homework.
I always stay up late. Let's drop the 4. Doing my homework. There's no S. Homework is not countable. So I always stay up late doing homework or doing my homework.
Doing homework or watching some movies.
Again, very, very
Is it
slow.
necessary to take a nap every day? Yes. Every day I have a habit to take a nap for about...
I have I have a habit of taking a nap for about an hour.
an hour. Because
She's trying intonation, right? She's trying. I mean, look at this here. For an hour.
1 hour. Because if I don't take a nap,
There's a pause there. Very good. She's trying to chunk.
I would feel drowsy.
I think it's drowsy. I think she's saying drowsy. I don't know why it's would. If I don't take a nap, I feel. Why would? Let's drop the would. Because this always happens, right?
In the afternoon. Do old people sleep a lot? Well, I don't think so.
Look at here. Look at this here. Intonation again. Well, I don't think so.
I think old people need less sleep because of their aging problem.
I don't know what that means. What is an aging problem? What is that?
Aging problem.
Uh-huh.
The old people grow
Let's drop the the. The old people grow old. Old people grow old. What does that mean? You saying old people are old? It's kind of redundant.
Old, so they have slow metabolism.
Old people have a slow metabolism. I think let's just say that. Old people have a slow metabolism, okay? But what does that have to do with sleep?
So that they don't need any sleep to rest their bodies.
Oh my goodness, they don't need any sleep. I mean, grammatically this might be true, but the examiner is going to think, what are you talking about? They won't say anything, but is this true? No, I don't think it is. They do need sleep.
How many hours are you asleep for every day? Well, basically, it's about like 7 to 8 hours, but it's really unfixed.
That's a word I don't see a lot. Unfixed. It's not wrong. Kind of rare.
It's like, sometimes I sleep late because I have to stay up late to concentrate on prepare for my next day's study.
I wish he would slow down a little bit. Okay, I need to. What did he just say here? I need to stay up late to concentrate on preparing. Concentrate on. On is a preposition, so we need a noun. Concentrate on preparing for my next day of study. So this should be a noun. Preparing.
Prepare for my next day's study. So I just got maybe 7 hours, or maybe less than 7 hours. But if time really allowed me to do that,
If time really allows me to do that. Now, what does the that mean? So now we have to guess. What is that? No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. In his mind, it's very clear, but to the listener, what does the that refer to? I can't find the noun.
If time really allowed me to do that, I would try to sleep for more than.
Oh, it comes after. Okay, so if time allows, let's just drop this then. So if time allows, I will try to sleep for more than 8 hours. Okay, so if time allows, I'd love to try and get more than 8 hours sleep.
Yeah, I would try to sleep for more than 8 hours. So that's really optimal for my health. What time do you usually go to bed? It's around 11 p.m. About that. But if I have to stay up late, it's about 1 a.m.
Fair enough. Maybe just give us one example of an occasion when you had to stay up late for.
Do old people sleep a lot?
Why?
Well, I don't think on average they sleep a lot because they're more like sleep deprived.
Sleep deprived.
As natural course of their
natural course. Okay, let's listen to this.
Aging process goes. They would really naturally lack melatonin or something.
Melatonin. Okay, what is going on with this sentence here? Okay, so as a consequence, this is a consequence, right? So as a consequence of the aging process, they lack melatonin. I think that's what he's saying. So a consequence of this is the lack of melatonin. And here he actually uses lack correctly as a verb. I don't know why it's would, but okay. So they naturally lack melatonin.
They naturally lack melatonin or something, the kind of chemical that would really put them asleep.
Okay, I think you can leave this out. The examiner knows what melatonin is. Unless, of course, you use the wrong word. It's kind of a gamble. Did you say the right word? If you said the right word, then, of course, you don't need to explain it. Then maybe you said the wrong word, and then you want to make sure the examiner knows what you're talking about. And then you can paraphrase what you just said. So I guess he is not feeling very confident that he said the word melatonin correctly. That's why he's explaining here what it means. But then he repeats it here.
the kind of chemical that will really put them asleep. So because the lack of melatonin.
And here he uses lack incorrectly. Okay, so here he used lack as a verb. They naturally lack melatonin. Wonderful, that's fine. I don't know why this would, but never mind that. But here, why is there an of? This is a verb, right? So just say the same thing. So because they lack melatonin, there's no of. Lack here is not a verb. It's not a noun, it's a verb. If you wanted to say of, it would be so because of the lack of melatonin.
So because the lack of melatonin, they tend to sleep less than young people do. Do you always have a good sleep?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. You know, I think
It's kind of funny the way his voice goes up there.
80% of the time, I really had good sleep.
Yeah, I don't know why this is in the past tense. 80% of the time, I have a really good sleep. Have.
If I didn't really, see some
And then it goes back to the past tense.
exciting news or listen to some exciting music or something like that, so I can really pacify my.
Whoa, it's a lot of passive. Not a lot of passive. It's a lot of pacify my mind. Oh my God, There is such a thing as overusing discourse markers.
Maybe like 2 hours prior to sleep by drinking some warm milk.
I think warm milk.
Sometimes when I get super excited or super sad or something, I have many things to think about, I couldn't sleep.
Past tense, present tense, present tense. The question is asking about habits. So just use the present tense throughout. Don't go from present tense to past tense. If they ask you about habits, use the present tense. Unless you want to talk about specific things that happened in the past. But if you're talking about things that usually happen, just stick to the present tense.
Is it necessary to take a nap every day? I don't think it's totally necessary, but it might be necessary for some people who really lack the sleep hours at night.
People who lack the sleep hours at night. People who don't get enough sleep at night.
For example, some night shifter.
Now, I don't know if night shifter is a real thing. I've never heard that said before. But here he does go on to explain what it means. Night shift workers. This is right. This I've never heard of.
Night shift workers, like miners or IT programmers.
I just thought about it now. He's not saying minors. He's saying miners. Different miner. He's not talking about children. He's talking about people who work in mines. Okay.
The official sleeping time, right?
Official sleeping time. What does that mean? Is that the time the government says you need to go to bed? I don't know what this means. There's no official sleeping time. What is that?
So it's important for them to take a nap to balance their, circadian clock.
Very good word. It's like the internal body clock we have, right? Your circadian clock. Terrific word. I don't know if it can be balanced. Possibly. But terrific word.
Of their life. But, for normal people, I don't think so. Because
Normal people. So these people are not normal. Miners, IT programmers.
People, I don't think so. Because you might really can't go to sleep.
Whoa. Might really can't. People, you. Okay, so for other people, it might be that they can't go to sleep, or they might not be able to go to sleep.
Really can't go to sleep very fast at night if you have.
Go to bed very fast. Fall asleep. They can't. Oh, go to sleep. He did say sleep. They can't go to sleep very fast at night. And night? Surely not and.
Night if you have too much.
Let's listen to that again.
sleep very fast at night. If you
It sounds like and, but I mean, obviously you did say at, right? At night. If you. I'm a little bit confused here about the referencing people, and then it's you. Why is it you? They. It should be they. If they have too many naps, nap is a countable noun. You can't say much nap. If they have too many naps, or if they have naps that are too long, or too many.
have too much nap.
No, not too
How
much.
many hours are you asleep for every day? I need a lot of sleep. On holidays, I can fall asleep as soon as I go to bed.
I can fall asleep as soon as I go to bed. I can fall asleep as soon as I go to bed. But falling asleep means going to bed. Does she mean as soon as I get into bed? There's a difference between getting into bed and going to bed. I mean, you can be in bed, but you can not want to go to bed. You can maybe want to watch television or something in bed. Maybe she means getting to bed.
At 11 o'clock at night, and then wake up at 11 in the second morning.
I'm confused. What's happening here? On holidays, I go to bed at 11 and then wake up in the second morning. The next morning, I wake up at 11. The next morning?
But on weekdays, I usually sleep 7 to 8 hours every day. Is it necessary to take a nap every day?
Nap.
No. There is usually no time for me to take naps on weekdays.
Even though it's pretty easy to understand what she's saying, she doesn't really have a whole lot of rhythm in her speech. She says syllable, 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 syllable.
And I think I've got enough sleep at night. For old people, a nap may do good to their health.
Do good to their health. For old people, a nap may be good for their health. Do good to their health. I guess do good is not wrong, but usually we say something is good for your health.
Good to their health.
For.
Do old people sleep a lot? Why?
What is up with this question? Why are there so many of them?
Not really. Old people seem to need less sleep than young people.
Than young people do. Well, no, this is not. I mean, technically this is wrong, but a lot of people do talk like this. It doesn't matter. I guess not. I'm just saying, here's a verb. Here's than. So that means on this side we need another verb. Than young people do. But a lot of people will not say the do, so let's accept that.
Most of them go to bed early and get up even earlier, sleeping only 5 to 6 hours every night. Maybe that's because of the reduction of their hormone.
Reduction of their hormone. I mean, I understand what she means. But we don't say a reduction of their hormone. We say because of the drop in their, I don't know what the hormone is. So a drop in the level of, what is the hormone? Melatonin? The other guy said melatonin. Maybe she's talking about melatonin as well. So maybe that's because of the drop they experience in their hormones. I'm trying to think about this woman's pronunciation score. I'm trying to think, is there a good reason to give her a 6?
Sleep.
Oh, and that's the end of her turn. I was trying to think. She doesn't really use stress or intonation or chunking, and her rhythm is off. But she does pronounce the words accurately.
To bed early and get up even earlier.
Even earlier. I guess there's a bit of stress there. Even earlier.
sleeping only 5 to 6 hours every night. Maybe that's because of the reduction of their hormone.
It's a difficult call.
Sleep. How much sleep do you need every day? I sleep for roughly 6 hours every day.
That is a good word to use, roughly 6. Instead of saying about, roughly.
If I sleep more than that, I will feel dizzy. But if I sleep less than that, I will feel uncomfortable too.
See, this guy has a much better rhythm. Look at this here. When he says, I sleep less than that. See if we can catch that.
Dizzy. But if I sleep less than that, I will
Less than that. He doesn't say less than that. He says less than that.
feel uncomfortable too. I guess it's very important for you to sleep for the suitable amount of time.
It's very important for you to get enough sleep. That's what you should say. It's very important to get enough sleep.
Do you take naps at noon? No, I don't do that. Some people say that taking a nap helps you to recharge quickly, but if I sleep for a while during the lunch break, I will feel sleepy the whole afternoon.
During lunch, let's drop to the if I sleep for a while during my lunch break. But I do like, if you listen to his maybe let's say the pitch of his voice, it started quite high here and then it dropped as his response continued.
No, I don't do that. Some people
Sorry, from here. Here it went down, but here, from some people, it started quite high and it dropped as he continued talking.
say that taking a nap helps you to recharge quickly, but
By the time it gets to quickly, it's quite low.
I sleep for a while during the lunch
And then with the but, it picks up again.
break, I will feel sleepy the whole afternoon. Do you like to read before bed? Yes, it's my daily routine. Doing some reading before you go to bed helps you to calm down. But
So if it's my, why not continue with the my? So doing some reading before I go to bed helps me to calm down, both physically and mentally.
physically and mentally, and therefore better prepares you for the sleep.
Better prepares you for sleep. Alright, I don't know what that means, but there's nothing wrong with the grammar, I guess. Prepares you better prepares you for sleep. Okay, it's nice that he put the better here, right? Prepare better prepares. Wait a second.
And therefore better prepares you for the sleep.
He didn't actually say the whole thing. He just said pra. He thought, hey, I should put the better there, and then he remembered. Okay, yeah. Better prepares you. Good. Let's continue.
How have you sleeping habits
How have your
changed since you were young? My sleeping habits experienced dramatic changes.
Well, have. Because starting from now into the past, so my sleeping habits have experienced dramatic changes.
Sleeping habits experienced dramatic changes. I remember that when I was a kid, my sleep quality was extremely good. I could fall asleep as soon as my head touches the pillow.
Could touches. Why not touched? I could fall asleep as soon as my head touched the pillow. I mean, this is a nice phrase, as soon as my head touched the pillow, but he messed up the tenses.
But nowadays, sometimes I have sleepless nights.
Great phrase, sleepless nights. Good vocabulary.